Today's video is sponsored by Elementor, and you're gonna learn how to create your very own website just like this, beginner friendly, easy to follow along without having to write a single line of code, all utilizing Elementor and Wordpress. So let's go ahead and hop over and get started. So let's begin. The first thing I'm gonna do is explain what exactly is Elementor. In short, it is the leading website builder for WordPress websites. It allows you to create your very own website with their drag and drop visual editor, which you can see from this preview right here. On top of that, we're gonna be utilizing WordPress as well. And what is that and why exactly we're gonna use WordPress? Well, WordPress is one of the most popular website builders out there. It's SEO friendly and has loads of different plugins that you can add to upgrade the functionality of your site. So now, in order to actually create a website, you're going to have hosting to put it online. So if you go navigate over to their website, click on See Plans, you'll lead over to this link. Also, I'll include my referral link in the description below, so simply click on that link in the description of this video and it'll lead you to the exact same page so that you can go ahead and follow along with us. So here, this is the hosting and this is Elementor's hosting plans. And there are 4 different plans currently at the moment. We have the basic plan, which allows for 1 website, and we have the business, which is 1 website as well, but the business plan does include additional features, which I'll cover in just a moment. Then there's the grow plan, and that allows 3 websites, and then scale is at 10 websites. Now, let's just look at some of the key differences. First thing is the storage. For the basic plan, which we can see right here, is only 10 gigabytes. Business is 20, grow is 25, and then scale is 40. And in terms of the monthly visitors, you see 25K and then 50K for business. And in terms of bandwidth, you can see it is 30 and then we have 50. And you can see there's some additional features that you get per plan, which you can definitely check out and see if those fit your goals. Now, if you are first time creating a website and you just simply want to put something up online, then most likely you can start off with the basic plan. And if you're already familiar with websites and you already know you need monthly visitors at a certain number and you have more information to store, then you can definitely go with the business or these additional plans right here. Now, you might be wondering why choose Elementor's hosting compared to some others. Well, one is it is top performing, it's secure, and it's a reliable WordPress hosting. These websites hosted on Elementor enjoy a top-of-the-line cloud hosting powered by Google, providing a lightning fast and scalable performance. And along with a Cloudflare CDN, premium SSL, and rock-solid security layers, guess what? The reliability is 99.9% uptime and 24/7 monitoring. So essentially, this means your website is going to run smoothly all the time. Now, once you've decided which plan fits your goals, let's go ahead and choose that. So I'm gonna go here with the basic for now, click buy now right there. And then you'll be led over to this screen. So all you need to do is simply create an account, fill out your information, and then once you have created everything, you can enter your billing, choose a payment method, and then once you pay, I'll navigate over to the next screen, and then we continue from there. So here I am now on the Elementor dashboard. Now, if you created websites before, then you might see some of them already, but if this is your very first time, then most likely you'll have a blank slate. Now what we can do is go ahead and see what is on this dashboard and how to navigate around it. And in short, this is where your websites are going to be, as well as the subscription that you chose, and then your teams and additional information that if you do fit, you can definitely check into that. But first off, let's go ahead and click on create a hosted website. Now, here this is going to showcase the payment plan that you currently are under, and this will be our way for creating our website. So I'm going to do is simply go ahead and click on use this subscription. And now we can go ahead and name our website. So I'll just call this my first website and then simply click on next. Now here is a website kit. Now what does this mean? Essentially, this is a theme that has been pre-designed for you so it can make your life significantly easier and save you lots more time, so you can go ahead and click on any of these themes that you like and start editing it right away for creating your website. So you can see some of these themes start off with basic, then we have moderates, and then also advanced. Now, everyone has different goals with their website and what they're trying to create. So if you're already familiar with this, then definitely feel free to go ahead and choose which theme fits your goals. And also, if you don't like any of these themes, you want to start from scratch, you have this option right here as well. But for tutorial's sake, if you'd like to follow along, I'm going to go ahead and choose this option digital marketing agency and simply click on start with this kit. And now it's going to head and create your website. So simply sit back and relax and then wait till it finishes loading up. So once it's finished, we can go ahead and click on let's go. So we can see now that our website is showing up on our dashboard. So now we can actually go ahead and click on edit with Elementor, and this will allow us to go right away and start editing it. So here we are on the Elementor editor. Now, as you can see, this is our current website theme, and you can pretty much see everything is already set up for us here. So all we need to do is simply choose what we'd like to edit and customize. Now, first things first, you can actually go in here and just click on the text, for example, and you can go ahead and simply type whatever you want. So I can say my website name, and obviously you can put whatever you need here. Same goes for this text here, and I can just say like website title, and also you can actually go over here as well, change that up to, and I can say hello, and pretty much anywhere where you can see this sort of text. And same thing over here, we can go in here and edit it as well. Also, we can do that as well over here. Even have the option to edit this with AI. Now, for buttons, it's quite similar process. Simply you can check out and click on them. And this button has this nice little smooth scroll option. And we can just simply click onto the little pencil right there as well. And pretty much you can see this is all the different button options. Now, by default buttons, they have different setups, so different types. This is just a default button, and if you want to change the text to click me, you can do that here. You can have the link, so this is essentially a link where your button will navigate to. So as of right now, we have this hashtag about, and that's essentially going to this section over here. However, if you wanted it to navigate to a particular page, you can also update that as well. Or if you wanted to go to an actual website, you can put the actual website link, which you can see an example like here, but you can say like www. And then like put Google or whatever website you'd like to link here. And you also have the option of making this open up in a new window as well. So if you want them to simply click it and opens up a new window, you can go ahead with that, as well as alignments you can see here. And these are the basics of Elementor, as well as, let me just go back and put this back here with about. Size of the button, you can change these sizes here, to large, medium, extra small, and then pretty much you can see the icon, which currently right now you can see they have this option here, but if you want to check out their icon library, they already have some pre-default icon sets. I can click on bacon, for example, and you can see we have a little bacon icon right here, and positioning. And for the most part, Elementor, once you fully understand all of the different options, it's pretty simple to customize and mess around with, and as well as icon spacing. And then also we have the styling. Now styling, this is for pretty much any sort of color or font text customization you like to add. You go to the style tab, and pretty much you can see here, this is our color. So we can change this to, let's say for example, I want to drag this over to the red color. I click out. Well, actually it looks like it stayed on the orange. So if I go to red, you can see the background type, text color. You can change that to like a, let's do a bright green just so you can see visibly. And then I'm simply just gonna do Command Z to undo this. And then I'll just undo this again and keep Command Z until we get back to our default. So now we take the color right here. And then also you can see we have the hover. So if you don't like this hover purple, click on hover, update this to whatever color you want like this. So sort of like a pink. So I'll just Command Z or Control Z to fix that back to purple. Even border radius, that's essentially the roundness of the button. So if you want it to be a rectangle, you can go to 0. And then padding and stuff right now, we don't have to really mess with that, anything, at least for the buttons. And here we even have typography, which is essentially where you would update the fonts. And now for simply the text, for example, you can simply click it again and always go to style if you want to change the coloring and also the fonts. You can see the red here. And let me go back to text here. Typography, if you want to change this to a different font, you can go ahead and choose one that you like, as well as the sizing. And pretty much you can even have these default ones like making it primary, secondary, and that's just an easier way if you want to update the sizing of the fonts. So let's just go and change this back to white. And then also there's advanced such as margin and padding. Now for this particular template, everything's fairly, I'd say, nice, but if you want to add some spacing, for example, like this adds some spacing to it. And then also padding would be similar, except we can see here adding it on that side. So it's really hard to see the difference right now. But essentially padding would be on the inside of the essential rectangle area and margin would be on the outside. But in terms of making a website, it shouldn't be something to really care about too much right now. I'll showcase some more cool tips and tricks in a minute, but for now, let's go ahead and continue with navigating around Elementor. So here, that's just the basics for the clicking on like text and buttons. Now we can go actually click on these corner little squares, and this gives us our main section showcasing all of the fun things we can add in with Elementor. You can see here tons of different options, as well as this globals options here. Now, this template has a bunch of amazing things that if you are making a digital marketing agency website, for example, this will make your life so much easier because it's already here. However, for example, let's just say, let's actually navigate, let's get rid of this for a second. And let's say you have this section here and you don't have people on your website, or just section just completely, you just don't want it. So what you can do is simply click up here, hover over until you see this little X sign, and then click on X, and that literally just deletes the section. Now, if you made a mistake, always Control-Z or Command-Z, and it's back here just like as if nothing happened. But we want to get rid of that. Now, you can see it is gone. Now, for example, let's say you want to replace that with a completely different section. Well, here is this plus sign. Click here. And this is the cool thing with Elementor is you can simply click on the plus sign, add in the type of structure that you want. So for example, we can have like a little rectangle box here, and we can just go back to our main menu section here, and then we can just start adding in things like heading, and then we can go back again. We can add in a little paragraph underneath this. And again, one tip is when you're dragging in anything, when you see this pink rectangle going below or above, then you know essentially that is where it's going to be put. So for example, if I want it to be inside of here, you'll see I'll go right there, or if I want it to be below, I'll go like that. And then I'm gonna see I have an image just like here. And then you can actually go in here, choose an image, and upload something if you want to. So let me just show you for example. And they already have some files already pre-saved from this template, so I'll just use these for now. Just for filler, and you can see we just added an image just like this. We can add in custom text, be like new section, and then here we have some more pluses, so we can just click on the plus, and we can add in a video, for example. And if I want to add in a button, I can add in a button underneath the video. I can make the button centered, and I mean, you get the point. It's fairly simple once you figure out how to play around, but basically can drag in whatever you like to, and then add in some more details if you want. Now, note for this particular section, you can see like I can't add in a text within this plus box here, so I'd have to create another plus sign. But as of right now, this is a typical from scratch. Now let's delete this for a second. We'll try this again. We'll just hit this plus sign, and instead of just clicking the plus, we can do this folder. And what this is showcasing blocks, as well as we have pages and also my templates here. Now, blocks for short are just small sections that are pre-built that general websites typically already have, or a lot of them use a similar structure. So for example, like an error page 404, or even, for example, about sections describing what your company does, or just simply blog style, image grids. And you can see right now Pro is the premium version, so if you don't have the premium option, then obviously you won't be able to access the Pro. But for there's free options here, and essentially you can see, for example, this about company. Let's just insert this right here. And as you can see, we have the block section just pre-inserted already for us, so we don't have to sit there and hit the plus sign and create everything from scratch, what you saw from the previous part we just did. So now you can just simply click on this image, change this image to something else. So I'll just go pick some image here, and then also you can change this text. And then also if you wanted to change this background color, you'd have to click on this 6 little dots at the top, and then go to style, and then now you can see the colors there. So we can change it to red, white, whatever color makes sense for you. Just keep this here at black right now, and then pretty much same goes again, going through, change the title here, copy links if you want to, styling, which means the coloring or the type of the way the font looks, shadows, and then background of the actual section, as well as images here. And then again, we can go in and simply add something like a button at the bottom if that fits your design, and then you can change the styling, which is the colors, to whatever you'd like. And that's a pretty simple run through on just this basic front section of Elementor, so you can just play around with this. However, we still have a lot of things to learn, such as WordPress. So first thing is, let's just simply click on update, and this will save us all of our changes. And then we can click on this little icon right here to preview these changes. So here's our current website, and right now it looks like there is something wrong with the icon for the header, but no big deal. We'll worry about that later because the header and footer are typical different sections. But you can see we have our standard template here and the news section that we created as well. So now you might have seen this is a completely new little navigation menu. So if you hover over to your website, this will be whatever you named this. Mine was my first website. We go to dashboard. And now here, this is the WordPress dashboard. Now, if you're familiar with this, then that's perfect. Should be easy to get set up again. However, this is your first time, I'll showcase some things behind the scenes. And essentially here is our dashboard. We have some additional things such as our posts, and then also media, which is just your files like images, videos. We have pages, and then we have comments, Elementor here, templates, and also appearance. So this is the theme section, so I'll go here first. And this is what the theme we currently have set up right here. And you can customize this, and you can also add new themes, which is where essentially the ones, the kits that we saw earlier, except WordPress has some pre-built themes as well. And then also we can go here to plugins, and this is essentially what we have currently on our actual websites. And we click on add new. And basically we have classic editor and all these, a bunch of different plugins that you can use. And that's things for such as like SEO. You can have forms and pretty much anything that currently you have that you can search up and find, you can add to your websites and install them. And then if you again need to go back and delete something, go back to install plugins here, deactivate this, and then that would deactivate the plugins that you added to your website that you might not need anymore, as well as users here, tool settings, etc. So one thing too I want to start off with is the posts. So posts, this is essentially our post like paragraphs or blog posts. So if you were to click on these, for example, we can see here, and if I were to go back over to, well, actually you could preview this. You can see it's just some filler text, but basically this looks like a blog, and we can preview this, and let's just say preview in new tab. And essentially you can see if you were to check out on our website, we have this blog post here, and it has a bunch of different blogs, and these are already pre-built, so you can see another post right here. And the difference is with the posts, and if I were to go back to the dashboard WordPress, and then we have pages. Pages is essentially your menu. So you have like home, about, contact, and then also you have the sub pages. So it'd be like website.com/blog/today I wrote about this. And that'd be essentially what each different article would be in. And again, these are mainly posts right now, but again, these are all different pages. So like about section would be a page, and then home. And don't worry, I'll show you how to add as well as subtract some of these items from your menu. So in case you don't like, for example, a services section, then I can show you how to delete that and then also add something else if you wanted to. So I'm gonna go back to the dashboard here. So let's get back to editing our website. So first thing is we can actually navigate here and click on visit site, or we can just simply click on edit with Elementor, and that will lead us back to our editor. So now I'm gonna show you how to edit a few things. So one is, you might be wondering, how do we edit this header? And then also the footer, which is usually located down below. You can see this is here. So if you were to try here and click on the header, you can see that we do have some new things come up. But you might have noticed that if you click on it, it seems that it's not the same as editing it from this section, for example. So what we can do is go to the left side here, these three bars, click on this, and then we can go to theme builder. And I can see this is a different screen, and we now have some different editing options. So we can click on the header option, and that will showcase us the header right here. And then also we can see the footer is also located here. So let's go back to the header, and let's go ahead and click on edit. And I can see we have a slightly different screen than before. And from here, we can go ahead and click on the logo. And now we have this default logo here. We can change the site logo. And now we can click on here and choose a image. And for example's sake, let's just go ahead and choose some of the pre-installed options here. So actually, let's just do this little light bulb, and I'll hit select. Now, obviously, if you have your own logo, then you'd replace that. And then the favicon. This is that little logo you see whenever you open up the tabs. You can go here and we can probably do the same. And I'll just add in, let's just keep this one for the logo and keep the favicon the same as well. Now, if you're creating this yourself, obviously you can follow the dimensions, but here's what we have so far. And now let me just go click on updates, and then we can preview our changes. And I can see that the logo has changed to this, as well as the favicon, which is located on the top of our tab. And that is how you can change the logo on your websites. And now let's go back. And now we can see global colors. So here, this essentially refers to your current theme. So for example, imagine you have your own house and you want to paint the walls and you want everything to match. You don't want to have some random rooms with different colors, or maybe you do, but ideally with the website, you want to keep a certain palette, and it usually depends on your tastes, but some colors, they do better with certain ones and others do better with other colors. So for this example, here, if you want to change the global color to like maybe more of a darker blue, you can see we can change that there. And then we have the secondary, the text, and then the accents. And the accent, let's actually make it more of a darker. Actually, let's see. We already have it already light blue. So let's just keep it around like a similar blue. Nothing too different. And then we can see additional colors that we can change. Now you can also add some colors as well. And now if I were to update this, let's go ahead and update. We can preview. And notice how the header and some of the images on this particular section right now looks slightly different. And that's because we updated the global section. So now if I can go ahead and click on our home logo, now you can see our overall website, some of the buttons and these coloring have changed slightly. And if you obviously were to use a completely different color, you'd probably notice this slightly more. But in general, that is a quick way to update the main colors of your website. So just for tutorial's sake, I just want to make this like a pink so you can clearly see what happened, because maybe some people might have not understood. And now does that make more sense? Now you can see that it changed completely. We have the bright pink, and this website now is bright pink, and any color that had the primary option is all pink. And that's essentially the colors there. So let's just put this, I'll keep it like a, let's do like a blue, and yeah, I'll keep it like here. And that is how you can update the global colors of your website. And I'll just hit save here. Also, we have global fonts. And again, these are all on this section right here. So this is the current fonts we have. So if you were to change this, obviously you can go here, choose a different font that you want on your website. So for example, this one, and most likely it's going to change everything that has the primary option there. So I'm gonna just keep this for now. And you can see pretty much all the additional things that you can change globally on your website, simply just going from here. And I'll just save this. And now let me exit off of here, and let's go back, theme builder. And now let's go ahead and edit the footer. And now footer, I'll just go ahead and edit this here. And again, this is the same concept with the header. If you wanted to add in, for example, let's go down here and add a intersection, and I'll add this, let's just do like right here. Now if I wanted to, I can go back to the squares and I can add in some text. So I'll just go like here, and I can say this is the footer section. And then if you wanted to, it'd be just like we did with the previous early sections of the website. You can add in a paragraph, you can add in images, videos. Pretty much you would create this, or you could simply go ahead and hit the plus sign and add in, if you go back, hit the plus sign, add in a block in here as well, and drag and drop some of the footers you can see here are actually pro. And if you want to go ahead and access them, you can. And pretty much that is the same concept with the header and the footer. The only difference is when it comes to the header, which we'll go back to in just a second, you might want to change the naming, and you might have noticed that it's not as easy to just click and change it. So let me show you how to update the menu now. So let's go ahead and update this really quick, and then simply we can click here, and then we can go back to exit. So let's exit here, and for now this has new options for exits, and right now let's just put this as WP dashboard, and I'll hit apply, and let's go and hit back. So now we're back on the dashboard. So now let's go back to our pages. Now this is essentially your menu, and as of right now it might not make any sense, but basically we have our home, about, clients, etc. So first thing is, let's say I'll bring up the preview of the website so it'll be much easier to see the difference. And then what I'll do is I'll actually open the dashboard in a new tab so I can have both right here next to my screen. So let's say I want to get rid of, for example, this client section, or at least this client menu. I can go here to pages, go here to clients, click on this check mark, and then go to bulk action, move to trash, hit apply. And then we can go to the trash now will pop up, showcasing that we just deleted clients, and we can say delete permanently. Now, for the simple sake, I'm just gonna keep it there because I'm gonna actually refresh this website to see. And so you can see before, without actually permanently deleting it, it actually disappeared from the menu. However, if you clearly do not need this page at all, you can definitely delete it permanently, but just simply doing it from here is enough to get it off of the menu. And you can see that is how you delete one of the menu items. Now, how do we add a menu? Well, we're gonna have to go and actually, let's create a new one. So I'll go here and simply click on pages, add new. And I'll just, for tutorial's sake, I'll say new menu, and I'll just say option, just so you can visibly see it when we create it. And once that has finished, let's go ahead and see. And now you can see we have this new menu option under the pages section. So if we go back to the website and I were to refresh it, you notice that there is no menu that says new page option, or essentially new menu option. Well, we now have to actually add this to our menu. So to do that, we can go here to appearance, and you can see this option is conveniently named menus. So click on this, and now we can see we have our menu. So since we did delete this client menu tab, it is telling us that is invalid. So what we can actually do is go over here and simply remove it. And now let's go ahead and add a menu. So first thing is, we have this menu name called menu, which is our default menu with home, about, services, etc. And we can actually go ahead and add in a new thing to our menu. Let's go ahead and click on view all. And now let's go ahead and see. And notice that we do not have our options. Let's go back to pages and actually make sure we save this first. Save this menu because we just removed the client that we deleted earlier. Now go back to pages, and let's just double check, and it looks like we have draft. So let's go actually here and let's click on this new menu option. And simply let's go here and let's see, view visibility is public, and let's just click on publish just to make sure. And now we can go back, click on this logo here, and now we got the draft gone. So now we can go back to appearance, menus, and there we go. Now we do have our new menu option showing. And now simply click add to menu. And now here's the fun part. We can actually click and drag this in the order that you would like this to appear on the actual menu. So if you want this to appear, let's say for example, after the about section, let's do this here. I hit save menu. And now we can go back to and preview the site like this. I still have it up, so I'm just simply gonna go ahead and refresh this page. And now we can see our new menu option has been created. So if we go back to our dashboard, we can see home, about, new menu, services, etc. And exactly home, about, new menu, services, etc. here. So now we can click on this new menu, and I'll show you how to quickly create a page in Elementor from scratch if you just made your own new page, aka new menu that you can navigate to. So here you can see this is what the new menu option, so ideally this could be whatever you name this. Obviously it'd be something different ideally from what I put. And now you can see we have this header and footer, and there's no content inside. So we can go here and click on edit with Elementor. And now you can see we have this new menu option here. And now I can just go and let's just add in a page just to make this super easy. So let's just go and let's just insert this page right here and hit apply right there. And you might notice this new menu option title is showing. So let's go ahead and go back to the dashboard. Go over back to pages, all pages, and then new menu option, just click on the actual word. And now here the template, let's go default templates, change this to Elementor full width. And let's go ahead and click on updates. And you can see I reloaded the Elementor and you notice that the title now is gone. So now if we go back to the folder, pages, click on the template we just added earlier. Let's redo it again, hit apply. And there we go. Now we have our new design. So now I can go here, I can hit updates, and then we can actually preview this now. And take a look at that. Now we have this full page template created with our new menu. So now if I go back to home, for example, see our default template home page. Now we have the new menu option page right here. And that is how you can easily add in a new menu option as well as delete one. And then also how you can actually add in content to that new menu page so that you can actually go ahead and create it and add it to whatever you need to for your website. So let's go back to the dashboard again. And now let's talk about SEO. So first thing is, one is regarding your actual posts. So let's go to all posts right here. And for example, let's just click on one random post we have, which is pre-built from our templates. And you can see we have our post right here. Now notice the URL. It is, at least currently right now, just stating the cloud, but after the slash is the title of this current post. AKA this would be a blog post, for example. Now for SEO purposes, ideally, this title you'd like to include some very important keywords. So you can see whenever you change or actually update this post or create a new post, you'll notice that it'll be every word with a dash or hyphen in between, separating them. So for example, if you want to make this about, let's say, dogs, you can say the specific dog name. So let's just say Golden Lab. And you can say Golden Lab, and then ideally you'd include whatever you're talking about. So you can say, for example, best treats for Golden Labs to eat. And again, this is just an example regarding some terms I'm coming up with, and then your entire URL would match that. And then if someone were to type in best treats for Golden Labs or Labradors, Retrievers, then ideally that would be an easy way for them to find the article as well as additional content in between. Now, I'm not going to save this. I want to show you additional plugins. So we go here to plugins, add new. You can actually type in SEO here, and let's just head and wait for it to load. And Yoast SEO is another famous plugin that a lot of people have used with over 5 million downloads. Let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how to install a plugin and how to activate it. So we can go ahead and click on install here. And again, there's additional plugins here you can test around regarding SEO. And if you don't know what that means, search engine optimization, it's essentially crucial for your website being found online. Now I can go ahead and click on activate, and I can see we have Yoast successfully activated. Now it says we have this SEO issue that you must go here to reading settings and uncheck the box for search engine visibility. So now let's go ahead and click on here. Now this is on the settings on reading. And right now your home page, you can change it from your latest posts, or you can keep it as a static, which we have our current home, which I like there. And our post page, we can keep this whatever. Ideally, if you make a blog page, for example, and just for example, let's go to pages and print, add new, and click on, and let's call it blog. Then it'll pop up. So now when you go to your post page, you can change that to the blog menu and just simply create a menu like we shown earlier in the tutorial. In terms of blog page posts, you can actually increase this to whatever number, higher or lower. And then you can see here. Now, this first says discourage search engines from indexing the sites. So now if you want to, you can uncheck this and then hit save changes. And now we have these settings changed. Now we can go over to our post again, go to all posts. Let's go to this weekly podcast now. And now we have this new SEO plugin at the bottom, and basically This showcases how this would essentially look on Google, your website URL, the title, even your favicon logo, and then description here. So again, you can type in some words, let's say like dog, lab, etc. And then it basically showcases the slug, which is the URL, and then description, which you can say dog, lab, article about famous treats to eat. And basically you'll see it updates and tells you whether or not it's good based off of how much information you put. And pretty self-explanatory here. In terms of readability, it also tells you that as well. And obviously this is, filler text, so it's not anything, but that is basically some quick things on SEO, and there's definitely a lot more detail regarding that, which you can definitely research other articles on how to optimize, how to write. But for the sake of tutorial's sake, this is just a quick setup on how to get that started. Now let's go back to the main dashboard. And now I can go here and notice that we have this site lock mode is on. So let me just go ahead and click on this. And basically what this is, the site lock is search engines won't display your sites. So let's actually change this, because obviously if you're creating your own websites, you want people to find your site. And now you can see we have this change this setting option here where we can update this. And then now we can basically click on this and unlock. And ideally, that's what you'd want. So let's go ahead and click on unlock sites. And there we go, we have unlocked our sites. Let's go back up to our main settings here. And now notice this is our default domain. So now, if you want to connect a domain, you can either get one from buying one here. So you can just click on buy domain. And this is how you can purchase one through Elementor. We click on get a domain. Also, if you've used another resource for that, definitely you can just simply connect that as well. And basically you would just type in your website. So let's say like my first website name here. And I'll just add a couple letters just to ensure that it is found. Most likely is going to work. And what happens is if you enter a domain that isn't, or at least someone's already taken, that's going to essentially say you're not. But here you can see that we have it, .com is available, and then you can choose different ones like .online, .org, etc. And then you simply add to carts and then follow the checkout process. And then basically that is how you go ahead and set up a new domain, at least purchasing it. And now let's go back to the actual Elementor dashboard. And if you already have your own domain, you can simply just go here, connect my domain, and then simply follow the instructions. And then from there, you'll guide you step by step on how to set that up. And now we're near the end of this tutorial. So now you know the basics of Elementor and how to edit your websites, as well as creating posts, updating the menu, optimizing the SEO for actual posts, and also how to create new pages and customize the theme. So if you're a business owner or someone that's looking to get traffic to your websites, now you need to do is simply finish editing your templates, and then go about creating content, posting it online, and then sharing your websites to other platforms for people to find you. And that completes the tutorial for today. So if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you did enjoy this, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe.